Hey guys, what's up? GreenMachineSam back with another video, and today, of course, we have a 2K23 video. This one's going to be a little bit different since the other video is kind of not really outdated, but it's kind of old. I figured I'd go ahead and update it for you guys so you guys can understand a little bit better. Some people have been asking how to play with the updated rosters, so I'm going to show you guys exactly how. So first and foremost, head over to Features, head over to Create Roster, NBA Modern Current, User Created, push Triangle, and search by online ID. Search up GreenMachineSam. I'm not going to go into as much detail on this roster as most other videos, since this is just me trying to show you guys how to play with it. So first and foremost, GreenMachineSam should bring up all my rosters. Of course, each one has a little description, or it just has it in the title of what it is. So we're going to go no injury roster here. It just makes sense for this video so that I can show you guys exactly what's going on. So once you download it, it'll be right here. And then once you are good to go, for a couple teams like the Cavaliers, you only have 13 people on regular roster, on regular contracts, I think. Is it this team, or is it something else? One of these teams only has 13 people, if I'm remembering correctly. Is it the Hawks? No, the Hawks aren't it. Who's a team that only has 13 people? I think it's the Jazz. For these guys, you do have to sign one of these guys, either the two-way guys or just a random free agent to a real contract, not a two-way contract. Or if not, you will, when you load into your new MyEras, it will auto-sign somebody, so go ahead and sign somebody if you guys are in this part of the roster, of course. You guys don't have to do this step. You guys don't have to go to Create Roster. You guys can actually, I think, search for the roster before you start your MyEras. I think that is an option, so there is that. It's not like Madden where you have to have the roster. But if you guys want to change anything about the roster, go ahead and download it first, and then you don't have to ever search it up again until there's a new update, of course. And then with the Grizzlies, there's too many players. I will show you guys what it says. So then what you're going to want to do is save and share roster. It normally works better if you save and share roster. So I'm just going to load over top of the 2K24 no injury. It should say, enter a description and enter name. There's 3 teams with less than 14 players, 14 active players on it. You need 14 players to start a new My WNBA, or their rosters will be automatically filled. And like I said, there's 3 different teams like that. If you guys want to, go in there, get those guys done, and then those rosters won't automatically be filled. And then it says the Grizzlies have too many active players on their roster, 20-player limit when starting a new My NBA. Their roster will be automatically adjusted. Do you wish you continue? You can either push yes or no, depending on what you want to do. If you guys want to go change anything, I'm not going to... It says you've already uploaded a roster with this name. This happens if you've already uploaded a roster. You can push yes if you want to replace it. If not, push no, and then you can create a new name. But for me, I already have it uploaded, so I'm not going to upload it again. Then you guys are going to want to... And then it'll kick you back to this screen. You guys are going to head out of here. If you're playing Play Now, you do have to do this step. You do have to go download it and save it, of course. And then play, quick play. And then you won't be able to play Now. It's just, we'll play today or Play Now. Because, of course, it's not that 2K stops doing that after the finals. And then what you're going to do is grab your roster. I'm just going to grab this one since that's at top. And then, boom, your roster is loaded in. All you have to do is pick your team. You can change the lineups up to the 13 people that are on the active rotation. If they are under the 13-man rotation, you will have to go change them in the rotation screen in the roster. Normally, if you want somebody outside the 13-man rotation, I wouldn't understand why, unless they're just similar overalls. But yeah, the whole roster's here. I know rotations aren't 100% correct. Of course, that's something that I don't really deal with, mainly because rotations change so much in the NBA for the most part. And some things just don't make sense. Like, I don't know who the Hornets currently have starting at the number 2. Technically, before I moved Seth Curry to shooting guard, the top guy was, I think, Bryce McGowns and Amari Bailey. A 71 and a 69. So do with that as what you will. Like I said, the whole roster is here. This is an uninjured roster, so, of course, everybody is here a little bit easier. It's a pretty good roster. I like it. I still play with it, of course. So that's Play Now. It's not very difficult. You just have to push L3 when you go into Quick Play. When you go into Quick Play, like I said, push down in your left stick. This is a PS5 roster. And, of course, it'll bring you to the roster picker. Don't pick the 2K ones. Those ones are outdated. I'll show you guys right now. It's literally going to be the same exact roster that was already loaded. Boom. See? Nobody here. Hell, I think it's even outdated. It's outdated by a lot, I feel like. So those will be the rosters that you do end up going into quick play right away with. So of course you do want to select my roster. Of course now with Play Now you do have to have the roster downloaded and ready to go into it. You can't like go search it up in Play Now. My NBA, so you're gonna go to MyEras, My NBA. I can do share setups, 2K share scenarios. I plan on maybe doing one of those in the future. I just don't plan on doing it right now. That might be another update coming soon. Somebody was asking if I'd be willing to do that. So, first and foremost, you want to go to, of course, a new file. You cannot load a roster into an old file. Somebody asked me that, and I honestly questioned whether or not they were a real person. You want to go to modern and current. I don't know if you can take this roster into a different, era, because teams were different and some teams were missing even. And then, of course, when you get to this screen, you have to go into the options list for setup options, and you have to push custom roster. If you do not push custom roster, you cannot play with it. I don't know how many people don't understand that. You have to push custom roster. I had one person say, but then I can't start from today. Yes, no shit. It's a custom roster. This is 2K23. It's not going to be able to allow you to start from today. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just, simple basic stuff that I feel like people should know about. I don't really turn on anything else. I normally customize everything myself. Then you want to advance. So you can actually wait to download if you don't want to. If you don't want to download it, if you want to skip that first step of, hey, go into create roster, go into user created, you can wait and you can just do it from here, and you can do the same thing. Search by online ID, Green Machine and Sam, like so. No capitalization, no special characters, no spacings, no nothing needed. And then go ahead and grab one of the rosters. And the reason why I tell you to share it is because if I'm correct, I mean, you don't have to. It shows up as local as well. But if you share it, it shows up even better. I've had problems before where I've used a local roster, which is the ones that are saved on your PlayStation, not the ones that are uploaded. I've had problems with the local ones where I've clicked on it before, it hasn't loaded. I've gotten the franchise all set up, and then I realized, oh, hey, I didn't go check the roster. Oh shit, it's still an old roster for some reason. So that has happened to me before. I don't know if it's happened to anybody else. So then what you want to do is, of course, pick out your roster. I don't, again, it doesn't matter to me which roster you use. And you guys want to pick your team. No, this is customize the league. So you can change, conferences for different teams. If you want to put the Lakers over in the Eastern Conference for some reason, you can. Then you can set up your whole, league here. I don't know why it's not letting me load my settings. It's not going to, though. It doesn't really matter. And then, of course, in here, this will be where you can turn off injuries. I don't know why you would pick a roster, though, that has injuries and then turn it off. Or if you want injuries off at the start of the season, but then you want injuries on, of course, you can leave them on. You can change everything, progression, regression, training effects, trade logic, trade rules. Some of the ones I do is recently traded and financial sometimes is fun to turn off because then you can trade a little bit more frequently and a little bit easier. Simulator difficulty, all that fun stuff is right here. That's basically how you set it up. And then look, when you go in, I choose the Lakers because I am a Lakers fan. I've been recently playing with the Bucks. It's just fun to play with Giannis and Dame and Chris Middleton and all that fun stuff. And of course, you can load and download draft classes from other people. I don't do draft classes. A lot of other people do draft classes and they're relatively good, if not great. And here is the roster. So, hopefully this helps you guys out. I didn't mean to be a dickhead there for a little bit, but it is kind of annoying when people are like, hey, how do you load into a Play Now online game? Well, Play Now game. And it's like, well, you can't play Now online with my roster. You can play Now against the CPU, but you can't play against other people. I mean, you can if you guys have two controllers. I don't know how many controllers are allowed to be activated and connected to a PS5 all at once, but I've never had that chance to do any of that type of stuff. But here's the roster. So it's in MyEras. It's not a very hard setup. Like I said, save and share the roster. Just try not to take credit for my roster. I've had people do that before. I don't appreciate that. But yeah, that's how you load into MyEras with a custom roster. That's how you load and play now. I've never figured out a way to load into a My Career with a custom roster. If somebody knows and can comment down below or tag a video, I'd be more than willing to, pin it at the top and be like, hey, this is how you do it. I've never figured that part out. I've never really been wanting to either. I mean, for the most part, I want to sometimes, but I just don't really have the time to do that. But like I said, if you guys enjoy this video or any of the videos here on my channel, I'd appreciate it if you guys do stick around and subscribe. I'll be back with more videos like this. I have more roster updates planned for the future. Like I said, I've been thinking about doing a 2K scenario share just because of the fact that somebody had recently asked for it. I'm thinking about doing it. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to do it, to be fair. If something does come up where I do, I will update you guys. The next roster update, of course, is Age. Age is being fixed again for February, as well as some two-way guys and bottom of the rotation guys being added. But like I said, with that being said, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, stick around and subscribe, and I'll be back with more videos like this. But with that being said, guys, I'm out. Peace.